Today is February 25th, and I've just given a coat of epoxy to this part of the forward keel piece just to seal it up. And then while I'm doing that, while it's on its side here, I've also put an extra coat of epoxy here because this, the only thing that was down here and on these bulkheads and stuff was just the first coat of epoxy with the fiberglass in it. So just gave that a second coat while it's on its side. And then this part here, I just put this fiberglass on here. This was the area that the fiberglass 60-inch wide fiberglass cloth that I draped on did not come down to this point. So I basically just took some trim from what I had left over from this and just put that on there. So it's coming along pretty good. Put a little, while I was at it, a little extra reinforcing on the bow bit. And then the other thing I'm doing is I am working on these deck beams. So they've all got a good thick coat of epoxy on them. I gave them a sanding. And then what I'm doing here is I'm notching them out for some stringers. So there'll be some stringers running lengthwise in a straight line parallel to the center line of the boat. And basically I'm just using a router to notch these out. So it's a pattern bit. So it's got this little bearing down here, which follows this little groove here, and then notches this out. And then what I did was to make this sit nicely, to fit and be perpendicular. What I did was I made up these little jigs. So this is just set up so that it sits on here, and it's got these little blocks that sit it on the right place on the curve of the deck. So just line that up with this edge on the line that I want to cut. Use these little clamps to clamp it in place, just like this one down here. So I've got a left hand one, a right hand one, because obviously the deck is curved this way here on this one and the other way there on that one. And then I've got this other jig set up to do the same thing on the bottom. So in line with this, coming up this way is the same thing. So you can see these over here that I've already got cut out like that. So there'll be a stringer here and a stringer here to give the deck a little bit more support. And then I'm probably going to add some 1/4-inch plywood in between these two as extra, like a webbing support system for that. Also give it a little extra strength and stiffness. It doesn't add a whole lot of weight, and it's not a whole bunch of extra work or anything. Just cut the piece of plywood out and clamp it onto the stringers once the stringers are in place, and that'll be pretty easy and straightforward. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Took a little while to make these little things, but a few minutes of just hot melt gluing them in place and these little blocks in place in the right spot and that sort of thing. But definitely well worth it. It's really fast and easy just to knock them out now that that's all done.